Hey, it's Mack with PriceActionTradingSystem.com. It is Wednesday, it's July 29th. This will be our chart lesson for today. And we're about to wrap up another month. Man, I don't know where the summer went, but seems to have flown by. But it's been a good trading month, really. It slowed down a little bit there for a few days. Today was an FOMC announcement day. For some reason, it's still showing the news items on my chart here. It didn't clear off, so I don't know what the deal is there. But anyway, a little bit more limited in trades today. This is that last little bit. This is really that last witching hour before the news comes out, and you can see when it came out how it affected the market. It went a little wacky there shortly, but you can notice that the price action still held true. We had a overshoot here. That led to a break of the trend line, a couple of legs up to a new high, and then we kind of corrected after that. So pretty standard. There's some shorter term trend lines and trend channels in here that held out as well. I've got a two-tiered channel. It really, up until right about here, I treated this more like a range day. We started trending right here. But until that, I really treated this as a range day. And but it did, you were able to find this two tiers earlier. I had it a little steeper earlier on, but I corrected it as we got a little more price action later in the morning. And you can see it pretty much held out all day. The rules really played out pretty well today, even on these real short-term ones here. It played out pretty good. So not much else we can say about that. But this area starting really about 10:30, you don't want to enter in all that because you have to go short, and the trend is up at this point. So, and you don't want to be going long up here. And this last hour before the news comes out, you don't want to be entering there. But you can see, even though the news came out, the price action was still valid. It's really interesting. It went a lot quicker and is a lot more volatile, but everything was still valid, just like you would expect. There's just, price action is price action, and it proves itself over and over and over and over. So once you learn to read this chart, and once you learn to be able to spot these trends and channels fairly easily, your trading is going to improve. You can still make mistakes and still make dumb errors, and all that doesn't mean that your learning days are here for and over, but you'll continue to get better at this day after day. I still get better. It's amazing. It still amazes me that but the more you watch it and the more you understanding, you continue to learn stuff. But anyway, enough about that. Let's talk about the trades. Wrap this up. I'd like to get out of here a little bit earlier today. But again, early on, I was treating this more as a range. The clue that, see how prices are swinging back and forth on both sides of the EMA. Look how flat it is there. That's a sure sign of a trading range. And there's actually some resistance right across here as well. We'll put that on there, and you really could have considered trading this. There's actually a short right here that I don't have marked. I'll need to get that one on there. But the underlying tone was a little bit bullish, and most of your trades were bullish. There wasn't really room for your shorts here. Getting back to this trend line, and earlier I had the trend line even a little higher. So that's why there's not a lot of shorts, even though you could have taken them here. Most of your setups were to the long side. And but if you just glanced at your chart and saw this price action, you don't know what prices are doing. But once you understand that what prices do and how they react, and the fact that there's channels and short-term trends, then it starts to make sense, and ranges. And once you can put all that together, it really, really helps. There's even a shorter term. Let me put this one right down here, right across here, like so. So you got a range within a range, and you got trends within the range. So you got all this going on. But anyway, early on, there was a trade right around the 7 o'clock hour. Okay, we're going to talk. I had a slight interruption, but we were about to talk about this trade. But we had a little trend working higher. You had a break and two legs up to a new high. But also notice that this is basically a double top right here, and this is like a little failed break higher. And then prices turn. That's a big bearish bar. It's so big, and your stop would have to go up here. This is really your signal bar, which is not a good one, but I like this one. So what you need to do is let this prices break below this red bar, and then put your limit order back where you would have had your stop. You could actually use a stop there, but you're going to be skirting the rules a little bit, so you're better off to try to drop a limit order and see if it'll come back. And look how it came all the way back. You could have gotten filled a tick back into the signal bar here, and then the bottom drops out and it goes straight down. So this was a really good setup here. And it's a failed second entry long. Notice the new high, pullback first entry, pullback second entry. So it's a failed second entry long. It's a failed break above a double top. It's the break of a trend line, two legs up to a new high. Lots of reasons to like going short there. Prices have been away from the EMA, a couple of swings there, so you know they're coming back at least probably to touch that EMA, but it just shoots right on through. Great setup. And then, of course, the support's down here. And notice the new low right here. Pullback first entry, pullback. That's a failed second entry short. Look at that reversal and that big, pretty bullish reversal bar. Again, just go long right there. And you could have used a limit order, and it would have come back and got you here. But on something like that, I'm just going to put a stop there. Quick, easy move. Comes back. I didn't like entering long here. There's too much overlap by that time. And you do have a break of this little short-term channel and a move to a new high here. So then you're expecting it to turn down again. But notice again the little double top. This is a failed break higher, but what I really liked here, let me move this where you can see it. Let me make it a little bigger too. What I really liked right here is that prices went higher first and then turned and went out the bottom. I just put a stop right there. And again, it's a failed break higher above a double top. It's a break in a new high. A lot of reasons to like going short right there. And then just the break above that bar and the turn down. Another quick, easy move. And then it bounces down here again. Notice that you get a little break here. You don't really get a close outside, but with your trend line down here, that's all you needed. Notice how it closed right inside that line. This is basically a second entry long. Notice this new high pullback. It doesn't break above, but on a smaller chart it would be. So it'd be your first entry, pullback, second entry. So this is like an implied second entry. But the main thing is you got all this support here. You got the support running up here. Lots of different reasons. This is, even though this looks like a doji, it closed one tick from the high. And look at all that bar. That's really a bullish bar. I like that one. Quick, easy scalp, nothing more. You didn't get a good setup bar here, so I didn't like entering there. But then when it turns down and you get this failed second entry short, notice that's a new low. First entry, pull back. Second entry, it fails, turns up. So even though that's not a nice signal bar, it's a failed second entry short. And notice how it's bouncing right off the trend line again. It's a double test of that trend line. Notice then it takes on off pretty good. And then you get a little breakout pullback long. Again, it's not a perfect setup, but this is a bullish bar just like this one was. It closed on, it could have easily closed up as much as it did down. Might be bullish on yours. It's a breakout pullback long. And you figure prices are probably coming to test this high, so I like that. This set up a new trend line as well too. We never did get a failed second entry short here. It never could go lower. It was too strong off that trend line. So I didn't like entering in any of them. You didn't know if this was the upper trend line, trend channel yet. You figure it's probably here because of the price action up here, and you figure this is probably a midline. But and if you did see that, there's one reason you might consider this is a breakout pullback long here, but it never broke lower, so it didn't really trap a lot of people. Okay, we were talking about this trade, a little breakout pullback long here. I got interrupted. So, but yeah, if this would have broke lower and then turned up, but this is still a breakout pullback long. And you know, this is right off the trend line, right off the support. There's multiple reasons to want to enter that trade. So Where did this come from? I moved this from somewhere. Did I have this here? I must have that here. It's supposed to be blue. Actually, it's supposed to be green because it's not a great setup, but it is a breakout pullback long. So, but that, yeah, it should have been green, not red. Assuming that's where I pulled that from. Did I miss another trade here? It's got to be it. So anyway, my mind lost my train of thought with all these interruptions. It seems like lately I can't get a chart lesson done without an interruption, so I apologize. But anyway, we went higher. Notice the break here. A couple legs up to a new high on this, and then we corrected. So even the short-term stuff is playing out nicely. And this one's actually two-tiered. I put it on there just so you can see it. Right up through there like so. Then we corrected, went higher. And this is that, we already talked about this. This is, there's no entries in here. And, you know, this kind of gets you into that witching hour before the news comes out. And then look, it went haywire. And it really kind of got back to normal here. Notice this is a new low, pullback, first entry, pullback. That's a failed second entry short. It's bouncing right off the trend line. We're probably going to get a retest on a trend this big. Off it goes, pulls back, and it tests that trend line again. And it went lower first, turns, goes out the top side, just have a stop right there. It took it a few minutes to get going, but turns out to be a great trade. And that got you into the 2 o'clock hour. I didn't mark anything after that. So, yeah, all in all, it was a pretty good day, considering it was FOMC day. But this is what you got to put up with. Sometimes from 10 o'clock on, and that's about what it was today, 10 o'clock on. Just not, it's not worth dealing with. You really don't want to go short up in here because you hadn't had a break of this channel. And you never know. A lot of times, the last hour or two before the news comes out, it just kind of goes straight across. It'll get in a little tight, just like it does here. So you didn't know that it wouldn't just keep working across there until the time hits, and then it does its thing. So you're better off just to stay out of that stuff. So that's the bottom line. But still a good many trades. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Still 8 good trades. And if you counted the green ones, 9. And there was also even a breakout pullback here. That's really a double bottom. It's like a double test of this. So there's even a possibility. And that's a two-legged pullback, even though there's no break higher. So I really should have that one circled as green too. Thought about it a couple times, but I forgot to come back and I kind of jumped past it there. So we'll go ahead and mark it green. And that's pretty much it for today. So hope you had a good trading day. We'll be back again to do it tomorrow to wrap up the week. And for now, I'm out of here. This is Mack with PriceActionTradingSystem.com, and we'll see you next time.